Hey everybody, this is Drew Bell here. Welcome back. So, in the last episode, it turned out that we need to do some work for Keith, but we don't quite know exactly how to help him. We need to help him fix his little orrery, but we don't know how to do it quite yet. But we can get some help from the future. So let's take a look.
Okay, so if I want to get this difficult one into the right spot, I definitely need to be tightening it.
So if he uses this... Okay.
So that's something that Keith is going to do sometime in the future. I've had this feeling before, but never focused on it like this.
So if he was to use this medium hex, he would need to tighten it. What happens if I use the power on this?
Okay, so turning the wrench clockwise only loosens when I'm working on the blue planet and the red planet. If I want to tighten them, I have to turn it the other way.
Okay, so the wrenches only loosen when you use the blue and red planets, which means any other planet you would have to do the other way. So let's take a look at this.
These adjustments are too big. I'm not going to get anywhere with this wrench.
I've seen premonitions related to each of these wrenches, but I still don't think it's enough information to really help me.
So the large the large hex is not going to be useful for our endeavors. This one's a little bit of a tricky one, so I'm just going to play it again.
Okay, so turning the wrench clockwise only loosens when I'm working on the blue planet and the red planet. If I want to tighten them, I have to turn it the other way.
So it only loosens when you're turning it clockwise, which means that any other planet would only loosen when you're turning it counterclockwise. That's going to be important, but Cordelia just said that we can't get all the information from herself, so actually what we need to do is get Erica to also weigh into this decision. Oh yes, we got some new dossier entries. We can read them. So let's start with Keith. Keith Smith, occupation unknown. He is younger brother to Maxwell Smith, a Boston-based entrepreneur. While his exact occupation is unknown, it is presumed he works in the family business. As of 2006, his whereabouts is unknown. Keith. Maxwell was a third-generation entrepreneur based in Boston. He primarily worked alongside his sister Cordelia Smith, developing luxury living spaces in the Boston area. Although an eclectic assortment of patents and design prototypes came out of the company as well. He's dead, survived by Cordelia Smith and Keith Smith. They were brothers and sisters. Death occurred in October 2005, and the COD is likely fire. So, something happened there. But for now, let's go to the art room. I feel like I've been going through this so lightning fast and I'm just saying two things at once and just... Oh well, we'll see how the commentary is done when I look at it. Let's look at another painting just for fun. This one being predominantly blue. Two sisters, I suppose. But if we use postcog on this model...
Let me see if I can find any memories relevant to Keith working on this thing.
So the small wrench definitely isn't the one to use, but I still need to lock the green planet in place. Look at that! I have a lot more control if I jiggle the wrench as I turn it.
Okay, so you need to use the green planet. You also need to jiggle the wrench. What was the other one?
It looks like it moved.
Oops. Just a moment.
Let me see if I can find any memories relevant to Keith working on this thing.
Alright, it was the one that, the small hex doesn't work.
So the small wrench definitely isn't the one to use, but I still need to lock the green planet in place. Look at that. I have a lot more control if I jiggle the wrench as I turn it.
So we've already eliminated that the small and large hex is the one that we want to use. We also learned, this is Takeda Vision, that we want to jiggle it.
I don't know how I know this. It just hit me. Keith needs to jiggle the hex keys when he makes adjustments with them.
Alright, so actually we have all that we need to fix this. The jiggle ones actually would not show up until after Erica weighed in, so you do actually have to bring in Erica, even if you do know the answer. Fix
Keith,
planets.
I have a suggestion for how you could fix those planets you're working on.
Yeah? What's that?
Now we ruled out the small and the large one, so it's
Use
definitely
the
medium
wrench.
one. And we know that we need to tighten it, and so we can't use the red and blue ones. We need to use the green one. He actually says it's a green one, actually. So yellow is just process of elimination. It's a red herring.
Adjust the green planet with it.
And so if you I'm trying to remember exactly the wording here. If the blue and red one only loosen when you work with when you turn them clockwise, which means logically, if you work with the green planet, you would need to turn it counterclockwise to loosen it. But we're trying to tighten it, and so the answer would be jiggle and turn clockwise.
And turn it clockwise, but jiggle it when you do.
Interesting thought. If I... Wait! Yes, that's it!
So, I actually forgot to show him this beforehand. If you tried to give him the documents beforehand, he'll complain and not do it, but now he will.
Keith, will you sign these papers for Max?
But I just can't get this calculation to match up. It matched up last time. Why doesn't this work? Huh? Oh, yeah. What's this? This one has a second name on it. Jeff Therian. Who's that? Do I sign it?
I don't know. It was with the papers that Max needed you to sign. Maybe this Jeff has to sign it also.
Don't care, it's signed. If he doesn't need it, too bad. Now let me work. I need to see if I can just...
Okay, so this is the second time we've heard about this Jeff Therian, but we don't know who it is. We do know that Keith needed to sign that that paper, though. Now, we're gonna see a vision in just a moment.
What's going on?
So she just saw in the future that she's gonna shoot Max, and that is what's...
That was like the vision I had down on the balcony, and it makes more sense now. She wasn't just seeing any old visions. She was seeing her brother dying. She lost consciousness there, which stopped the vision. Maybe I can pick up the trail to the rest of that incident someplace else.
So now that she knows what the vision was about, that actually unlocks some of these other things. For example, I can just go and finish the John vision right now, now that we know why Cordelia was there.
I'm sure I can talk to someone about this vision. They can protect Max for me.
So let's talk to John.
I'm looking for John McCoy. Is that you?
The one and only. What's this about?
I was led to believe maybe you could help me. My brother is going to be killed.
Well, you just get right to the point, huh? Look, I can try to help you, miss, but really, you should call the police. We only deal with federal cases here.
Well, okay. But I was told by someone that you'd be willing to hear me out.
All right. You tell me what's going on, maybe I get you in touch with someone on the BPD. Anything to distract me from how badly my football game's going.
Okay, so now we can get a little more information by talking to John.
My brother, Max.
He's the one who's gonna die? What evidence do you have?
Well, all my life I've had this sense. I've been able to see things that haven't happened yet.
Give me a break.
And then they come true. I've been having these awful, scary visions, and in them Max dies. He gets killed. I heard you help with this sort of thing.
You heard wrong. I don't help. I keep an open mind about things, and now someone's playing a practical joke. Who put you up to this?
What? No, no one.
So it looks like this is part of why. Well, we'll get to that in a moment, in a little while.
What was so bad about this week?
Talking me up won't change my mind, miss. I've been through hostage negotiation training. But if you want to know, and everyone here is sick of hearing about it, my wife's leaving me. Over 20 years together, and I swear, she is trying to take everything that matters to me as she goes. Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't get into it.
No, it's okay. I don't mind. It's important to talk that stuff out.
Fine. But just remember, hostage negotiator.
So that's actually a conversation that John said in episode 1 about his wife leaving him when he was talking to Rose. So that's important.
You said your team was losing. What's the game you're watching?
Not watching, but I got a live feed of the score, though it's almost too painful to look at. Goddamn Pat's letting me down here, and I got money riding on this. I mean, come on, the Washington Redskins? I figured we'd tear them open like a Christmas present, but no!
So we know the team or the team names that they were talking about. Looks like that's what figured up this, what screwed up the lighting here. Anyway, never mind.
What can I do to change your mind?
You can show me your visions, or show me your dead brother. All right, I'm sorry. This whole week has been lousy, and watching the Pats get ripped apart is no help. But what am I supposed to think?
You're supposed to think that you can do something for me.
Maybe you need to talk to someone. Here, there's this woman, Rose. She runs an antique shop, and she's gifted. She knows about visions and things. She's been giving me some guidance. Give her a call. There's a desk down in the end you can sit at to call.
Now, we already saw this part of the vision.
That's the conversation I saw a piece of earlier.
Now. So he's just going to complain that the team is still losing,
I'm going to go think for a bit. Try to figure out what would convince you.
Sure thing, kid. Aw, no, how did they score again? Brady, come on! You can do this! Just get me a first down and cover the spread. Please.
The announcer there will just say just how bad the Patriots are doing. So we can actually do as Erica. So we know the teams. It was the Redskins and the Washington Patriots. Oops. Or not the Washington Patriots, whatever. Let's go to football and take a look at this Patriots and Redskins game.
This is the score for the Pats game John was following.
Now, John seems to be complaining about how the Patriots are doing so badly, but actually you see here that the Patriots are going to win that game. So now, let us go back to the John vision, and Cordelia will learn about
Whoa. So, I don't know how I know it, but I know who's going to win that game. I didn't even need to focus. Hello again, Agent McCoy.
Hello, miss. What do you need?
So the Patriots are going to win.
Is that game still going on?
If by game you mean slaughter, then yes. My team's slaughter is progressing well.
Double your bet.
What?
Double your bet. The Patriots are going to win 22-20.
Get out of here. You are off your nut, lady. They can't come back. Plus, that score doesn't make any sense. How are they going to get to 22?
They will. If they don't, I'll cover the whole bet, and you can triple it. Give your man my name, Cordelia Smith.
Okay, Cordelia. Pleasure to finally know your name. You're really serious, aren't you?
This is life or death.
All right, looks like Vinny accepted, and who wouldn't a crazy bet like that? Okay, listen, kid. I don't know where you're getting these crazy ideas of yours, but I can see you're really fighting for this. This matters to you. You know, I'm going to regret that I ever said this, but call it a hunch. I'll help you.
Really? Thank you so much.
But if any of this starts to smell funny, I am out. All right? We'll open a new case here. Have it assign a case number, and boom. Okay, tell me what you know.
And I can't stop thinking about this.
Look, I can see you're scared, but it isn't exactly federal, so I can't just drop everything and run it for you. Here, this is the case number. You see that number? You can check up on any progress just by referencing it.
Okay. And thank you so much, John. Really, thank you.
Something else that I need to do
There's
before
a
you
big
leave.
stack of folders here, each named with different... Hey, wait! Max's name is on this one.
You notice that there's a file on Max.
It has Max's name and some kind of number.
That was a case number. I just saw it.
Thank you for all your help, Agent McCoy. I need to go, but I'll be in touch.
Oh my God, I can't believe it! The Patriots have managed to come back! The Patriots have managed to come back! A staggering 70-yard run off a fumble has cost the Redskins the game.
So, nobody's... well, okay, I think Erica's about to say
John,
something.
you were working with her?
Yeah.
You were helping her? I don't believe this.
So, something that people haven't actually been noticing through the game, you know, I've been paying attention to what people say, and they never seem to notice that John's the only one who actually believes Erica's visions, and this is because he actually figured out Cordelia's visions way back. So this was set up a long time ago. Let's look at this. Oh, do I have to read all this? Let's just skim through this. Excuse me. Yeah, Cordelia is worried about Max and says that his life is in danger, but there's no evidence really. But she's really worried. John did some digging around to see if there was anything suspicious. He made a quick name in the business world, and that's pissed off some people, but there doesn't seem to be a murder motive. But Max is dead, and Cordelia is locked up. Yes, she's actually in jail at some point. Well, it's when you saw that vision earlier when Davies was questioning Cordelia in the interrogation room, and got a confession, and John tried to appeal it, but didn't really go through. She needs. Now we need to go over the facts. There was a code to get into the room. Right. But everything was burned up. Let's see. Yeah, everything was kind of burned up with Max, and there was also a bullet mark on the rib where he was shot. Okay, what else was here? He talked to Cordelia, but didn't get much out of Max's death. Okay, the night... Yes, okay, so there was... Cordelia said that there was some arguing and shouting coming from Max's office the night that Davies and McAdams investigated there, and also saw some soot on Scorobius here. And he was holding some burned papers. That's going to come up later. You know, there's also some yelling. Okay. He called up Mr. Scrobius, but nothing new came up, and so his account matched Cordelia's entirely, and so the case was dropped. What else was there? I know there was another thing that dropped up here. Oh, yes. So while they did look around, there was some evidence, and there was 3 pieces of evidence, so you know what 3 things means. In the world of cognition. Hold on. No. Go back here, Erica. So, glass table in the living room, trash can, and a chipped vase. Sorry, chipped vase. What was I saying? Okay. So actually, if you bring up the sphere now, you can click this and this and this to bring up another vision.
Yes, that's it. Wait, McAdams and Davies were here? What is going on?
Let's see. I can do this now. Oh, actually, I should finish off the Cordelia Vision. Because we also know now why she fainted. She fainted because she saw the vision and she fell on the floor after the Keith vision was done. So, I'm awake.
I am awake. I am awake. I am awake.
I am awake.
Cordelia! Hey, kid. Glad to see you're back. I was worried. I canceled a teleconference to be here with you. So it's official. You're more important than 2 Australian businessmen. How are you feeling?
Like someone's been stacking sandbags in my head.
I'm so glad you're back. We didn't know what happened, and we had no idea how serious it was. If it was a fainting or a coma. And if it was a coma, if you were gone that long, I don't know what I'd do.
Thank you, Keith.
Hey, maybe we should let her rest, huh?
She's finally back, and now you're trying to kick me out. No, I'm staying here until I see she's better.
No, it's okay, Keith. I'm feeling better, really. You should get back to working. Don't let me having a little headache throw off your day.
I don't know.
I know you're protective, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm fine. Go.
All right, just please be okay.
He's so worried. It's that same look in his eyes that was there when Mom and Dad died. Max, what happened? How did I get here?
I don't know what happened. I was in my office, and suddenly I heard you cry out. I ran out and saw you on the ground. We weren't sure if you hit your head, so it's quite a relief to have you talking right now.
So, don't forget the point. She fainted because we saw a vision of him dying.
Max, I need to tell you something. I passed out because I saw it. Something awful. But I didn't just see it. I felt it. It was you getting killed, Max.
What do you mean, saw? Saw how?
Remember how I could always win the shell game at the Topsfield Fair?
Yeah, but that was luck, Cordelia. You've always had a lucky streak.
Look, I wanted Keith out of here because I didn't want him to worry, but I'm making a point of telling you because I do want you to worry. You need to be careful.
We wouldn't be living on the 33rd floor if I'd been careful, Cordelia. Sorry. I'm just under a lot of pressure lately. Look, I don't know what you want here. I wasn't planning on taking candy from any strangers, but nor am I going to live in a vault until you give me the all clear.
Okay. Could you at least get me something? It's in the desk drawer over there. But you have to push the catch that's underneath or it won't open.
Sure. When we're done talking.
Okay, so that's how you're supposed to be able to get into that, the drawer that we couldn't open before.
I helped out Keith, got him back on track, and now he's onto a new project.
He's a machine.
Sometimes more literally than I'd like. Has he remembered to eat today?
Oh, he's fine. It's good when he gets engaged. Maybe he'll pop out something brilliant we can make, market, and sell. That's part of why having so little media exposure is good for him. For all of us. If any of the tech firms found out how brilliant he is at this stuff, they'd kill us in our sleep to get him.
The last thing we need is someone trying to pull this family apart.
You know, Sometimes I wish you'd see him as your brother.
I do, Cordelia, I do. He's my genius brother.
Mom and Dad's anniversary is coming up.
What are you talking about? They married in the spring.
No, I mean the crash. The accident.
Oh, yeah. I guess it is coming up. You know, I hate it when you call that the anniversary. It's not a happy thing. I'll be sure to leave that day clear so we can go visit their graves.
And also, remember that Keith signed the papers, so let's
Hey,
check
did
that
you
out.
get Keith to sign those papers?
Here you go.
Signed. Great! This makes things much easier. Thank you. You're the best sister I've ever had.
And by that logic, also the worst.
True, you are also the worst.
And also, who is this Jeff Therian that was on the papers?
There's this name, Jeff Therian, on one of these papers Keith signed. Is that a mistake?
What? No, it's fine. He's just another person who's mixed up in all of this.
But I feel I've heard that name before. And why is it on Keith's claim release?
Oh, I wouldn't know. This is all lawyer stuff. Scorobius drafted these up.
Well, I'll ask him about it then.
Cordelia. I'm sure it's nothing. Just let it go.
Mom's necklace? I haven't seen this thing in years.
I've been keeping it safe.
Ah, yes. So they are actually seeing the visions together, which is pretty cool.
She saw me. Really saw me. Before it was just glimpses, but I think she really knows who I am now.
I can't see you anymore, but I know you're there. And I'm glad I've got you on my side.
So the vision that Erica just saw, Cordelia just saw Erica through that vision, so it's kind of like a two-way mirror sort of thing, I guess. I don't really want to start this right now. I think what I'll do is, I'm gonna end the video. There's really two things that I can do right now. I can go visit some other people, specifically Scrobius and McAdams, or I can start this vision. But I think I'll stop the video and decide that later, and I will see you in the next time. Thank you.